Hey guys, I'm Buck Weezer. We're putting the do into do-it-yourself. Thanks for joining me on another video with Buck's small engine DIY on YouTube. I got this Craftsman mower here. I think it's from like 2010. It's got a 19 horsepower Briggs and Stratton single cylinder engine. And it'll start and run, but it's making a loud vibrating tapping noise, and at first I thought it was maybe some of this sheet metal in there rattling against the side of the engine. It only happens at, medium to full throttle, and I don't know what it is, but I wanted to start it up and see if you could take a listen. Maybe we could figure out what's going on here. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the camera, but let's give it a shot. You don't really hear it at low throttle, but when I put it back up, you do hear it. There's something going on in there, I think. At first I thought it was this sheet metal around the engine that was just rattling. I don't think that's it. And then I was just turning this thing by hand, and there's noise. And I've turned a lot of engines like this, and something in there is rubbing or making noise, and I'm starting to think there's something going on inside this engine that needs our attention. I'm going to take this shroud off and then show it to you again. You see if you can hear that. Alright, so I don't know if you can hear this. I'm going to try it again. There's a lot of noise in there. Almost like something's rubbing inside. You hear it? Wow, it's really loud. The other thing I was experiencing is sometimes it didn't want to restart hot, almost like I'm wondering if there's a problem with the compression release mechanism. But I've never turned an engine like this and heard so much noise. I want to take it apart. I'm going to pull it out of the tractor. I'm going to open it up. Maybe see what's going on in there. Yeah, I'll pull the engine. I'll open it up. At that point, I'll turn the camera back on and see if we can figure this out together. Okay guys, well that didn't take long. About 5 minutes since I turned the camera off. I decided to pull the flywheel and discovered our problem. I think these magnets have come off. Magnets have come off our flywheel. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would explain the crunchy noise that I'm hearing when I turn the flywheel. I don't know if that's going to explain our tap, tappity, tap, tap, tap. Maybe so. The battery was charging. I never have experienced a dead battery. So, maybe with the ones that were still on there, it was still working. I don't know if there's a way to re-glue these. I mean, they got to be glued on to begin with in some fashion. So maybe I need to look into that. It's either that or replace the flywheel. But I guess that's the next step before I go to the trouble of pulling the engine as I had originally stated. Okay, well, once again, the internet's your best repair tool. So I did some research, learned quite a lot about re-gluing these magnets on the flywheel, some things I would not have known otherwise. And I want to talk you through that. We'll put these back on. So I got 5 of them that had fallen off, and they're lined up right there. We're going to use JB Weld, the 2-part epoxy stuff there. And I've spent some time already. There's going to be our clamps to clamp them in place while they set up and dry. Now I already took some time to thoroughly clean this area where our magnets are going to go with some sandpaper and use some carburetor cleaner as a solvent. So did that. I also took some time to clean our magnets because on the back of them they had the old adhesive still stuck on them. They're really strong, and that's why I've got them spaced out, otherwise they'd be all stuck together. Now what I learned, and this is pretty interesting, I need you to understand that, is that these magnets are mounted in alternating polarity. Hopefully I'm expressing that correctly. And the way I'll demonstrate that is with this magnet on a stick. And I'll just show you what it's like with these ones that are still mounted on the flywheel. So if you take this magnet on a stick and bring it towards the corner of one of the magnets, it will attract it and stick. You can feel it pull the magnet in. The next one, however, you will feel it repel. You've probably experienced this playing around with magnets. So it's attract, repel, attract, repel. So they're mounted in alternating fashion. Attract, repel, attract. So I had to work with the magnets that came off to make sure I had them ready to mount in that alternating pattern. So I put a mark right here on the top of the last one here that's still attached, and he's an attract. So the next one has to be a repel, like this guy. So he's got to go next. After that, it's got to be another attract, so I put a dot on top of one like this, an attract. This magnet is actually cracked. I don't know if you can see that. Chipped off. Nothing I can do about it. Hopefully there's still enough of it there that it'll work for us. Next, a repel. Next, a dot on top of an attract. And finally, for the 5th one, that's a repel. So we're putting these on in alternating fashion, and I would never have known that except for our friend the internet. So magnets are cleaned. I spent some time cleaning the glue off the back. This is ready to go. I'm going to mix up the JB Weld. It's equal parts of both. We'll mix it up with a stick, and we'll put these on here. And regarding the spacing, I can see on this flywheel that they're basically centered on every one of these lines that are stamped into the flywheel. So that's how I'm going to put them in the right spot. Did you even see what I just showed you there? These lines here. Alright, so let me mix up the adhesive, and then we'll get ready to lick them and stick them. I didn't get the quick JB Weld that sets up in 5 minutes. I got the kind that sets up in 15 minutes because I didn't know how long it's going to take me. thing that I've never done this before, and then the cure is 15 to 24 hours. So we're going to lick them and stick them and clamp it down and just leave it overnight. Alright, I think that's probably pretty good. Hopefully I mixed enough. If not, no big deal. And I think what I want to do is it's going to put it on the magnet and not on the flywheel per se. Yeah, that's not bad. Let's clamp it. The flashlight went out. Leave it just like that. Okay. How's that look to you? I think that's going to be just fine. Alright, so we'll leave it at that, and tomorrow we'll remove the clamps and everybody should be happy. We'll put it back on the tractor and make sure it's putting out its 12 volts, and hopefully everything will be good from there. We'll see you then. Alright guys, here we are back at the tractor. Here's our flywheel. It seems to have turned out reasonably well. And these magnets look like they're on there solid. So let's put it onto the engine again. Took a close look at this alternator, and fortunately it seems to be fine. As I said, I never noticed that the battery was not charging. But I don't know. So let's put it back on. And we got a keyway right here to line up with the keyway here, and the small pin. All right. And the pin goes in. Yeah. And I should mention to you that this pin does not keep the flywheel positioned. It is the tightening of the nut, or in this case the lug, that keeps it. You know, it's a tapered shaft, so by torquing it down nice and hard, that's how it stays. Let's see, how do we do this? That's how it stays in place. That keyway pin, obviously, if something happens, it'll strip out. But it's not what keeps it all together. It's the tightness of the bolt. How tight? Good and tight. I'm sure there's a torque spec somewhere. I don't know what it is. I'm simply going to use my little impact and tighten it down as hard as it'll make it. I've never had a flywheel come loose on a lawn tractor, lawnmower. And I'll bet that's going to do it just fine. Absolutely. A little cap. Let's put the engine shroud back on, and we'll I actually could fire it up just like this without the engine shroud, but Seems a little quieter than before, right? Don't hear any of that crunching sound. So let's fire it up and see if our noise has been resolved. All right, let's take a quick look at battery voltage. With the before we start it up. .3839, so it's not terrible. Ideally we want 12.5, 12.7, but that might be okay. Let's fire it up, and then at full throttle we'll check the voltage again, make sure the system's charging. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's video. I think I've solved the problem. I would have liked to see a little higher voltage coming from the alternator at full throttle. It was what, 12.8 or 12.9? I would have expected more like 13.5 or 14 volts, but it does seem to be charging, because that was more voltage than we got, you know, before we started up the tractor. So I think our flywheel magnet fix did the trick. I also think we have done away with the vibrating noise that was bugging me earlier. I didn't really hear it at all. I think I'm going to go ahead and adjust the valves, make sure they're right. But I didn't hear that sound, that crunching sound, or that high-pitched vibrating sound that was bugging me earlier. So I'm going to leave it at that, and it was sort of a surprise where this one went, and hopefully it was of interest and value to you. Your comments and questions are, of course, always appreciated. Thanks for watching this video and for subscribing to my channel. It's always fun working on stuff. Thanks for coming along with me. I will see you all again on our next video. Bye-bye.